1. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Snapshot video with me, Bsquared. This is for 20W49A. It actually just released like 20 minutes ago for me. I've been actually waiting for this one, so I'm super excited to do a video like right away on this one. Especially since it just so happened that this is the one that adds the Sculk sensors. But I'm so excited to show you guys all the cool features that they kind of added with it and kind of hopefully give you guys enough of an overview that you guys can mess around with the Sculk sensors yourself. And before we get into the Sculk sensors, let's talk about the Dripstone Caves. They actually have added that biome in, so you can actually launch your world with that biome. So like pretty much all your cave systems down below will have dripstones around it. So it'll kind of look like this ravine has it all around. And it's all over the place as you, like if you just kind of look in through here, see it all over the place. They look really cool. You do get, if I can wait for it, I know it'll happen, but they do have like a dripping effect. Oop, there it is, dripping onto itself. I think they look really cool. Weirdly, I think they make, I don't know, they fit into Minecraft more than I thought they would. They do plan on adding more of the biome stuff so that they'll be like more naturally generated and look more natural in them. But for now, you can kind of just generate your world with them everywhere to take a look at it. And very excited for this, but this is not why I wanted to make this video. So why don't I go back up and start talking about the Sculks. First and foremost, for anyone who doesn't know, the Sculk sensor is actually a block that senses sound and releases a redstone output. They're not the most sneakiest of blocks, as you can see, like even when I'm walking by it, you can hear it kind of clicking, which is a very creepy noise. As well as you can actually see the sound go into the Sculk sensor. The Sculk sensor has a radius of 8 blocks, so if I was more than 8 blocks from it, 6, 7, 8, like if I walk all the way over here, it will not sense me. But as soon as I get about right here, it'll start sensing me 8 blocks away. The redstone signal also is dependent on how close the sound is happening to it. The further away the sound is, the less of a signal it'll give. As you can see from here, it's only giving like about, I think, a 4. Oh, that's a 2. That looks like it did the whole line. That's a 4. So you could actually do like different contraptions based on that, like have redstone coming out. And the closer you are to it, the more signal you get. Have like a repeater coming out on one portion of it. It'll get powered when it's so close, but then if you're farther away, it won't end up powering. But when you get close enough, that'll powering whatever contraption you want. Another interesting tidbit: when a Sculk gets activated, it won't power the other one for being activated. But you can power more than one while walking. There is also a delay of about 1 tick. They want to make sure that when something in the contraption gets depowered, it doesn't instantly power the Sculk again, which I am pretty okay with. I think that's a really good piece for it, especially if you're going to have like pistons be activated, stuff like that. They do run for 40 ticks, which is about 2 seconds. So you do have to keep that in mind, that everything needs to happen fairly quickly, pretty much within that amount of time of being powered and unpowered. Because like, let's see if I can get something going here. So like this, I can go over and this powers when I'm close enough, and that'll power that piston. But there's enough time for that piston to completely retract before it would be ready to sense another bit of movement. Because if I just got a button, first of all, when you place a button, that'll also work at powering it. But when we click it, as you can see, that'll give a redstone output normally. But when it's connected in like this, it will not end up powering that Sculk, which is a nice little piece so that we can have different contraptions based on piston movement and other things that can actually sense. And the hoe is the preferred block to break this. So the hoe does have another use again, which I'm pretty okay with. I really need to carry a hoe around with me more often, but yeah. So they did add wool being an insulator block. So if I went to walk across this side, it will actually not set off the Sculk sensor because of that wool block. But as you can see on this side, the sound does have a chance to get to the Sculk, so it does read that. So this is a good way too to directionalize your redstone contraptions, so that if you're walking on this side, you're not going to accidentally set it off. So this is actually an interesting thing that took me a little bit to kind of understand after reading it. So the Sculk, again, detects sound from a certain radius and gives an output based on like how close it is. So for the comparator, instead of like doing something like that, the comparator actually senses what type of frequency of sound is coming from the Skulker. So as you can see, when I step, only one piece of redstone has being lit because the frequency of step actually gives an output of 1. Like jumping went all the way to what, 4, 5, 4? Or hitting the ground. If I jump up and hit the ground, it should give me an output of 5. If I come up here and drop down, you see that goes all the way out to the 5th redstone right there, because dropping actually gives an output of 5. There's ones for splashing, projectile shooting, eating, pretty much different things with blocks like opening a chest, closing a chest, or different things like that, like shulker's chest and stuff like that. Pressing like a button gives a different output. Destroying blocks, placing liquids, extending pistons, different things like that will give actually all different inputs. So if I just throw down a chest right here, first of all, placing it gives me up to this point. Oh, that is not a chest. So placing that gives me a fairly strong output, as well as, I have to wait for that to clear. Opening it will nearly fill up the whole thing. All in all, I really think that the Sculk sensor has some really cool uses in redstone builds. I think it's going to be a lot of fun playing around with that, seeing what we can get out of it, as well as, in general, I think they did a really good job at making this fit into Minecraft. Definitely makes the redstone people like me and a bunch of others really excited for this thing. I'm really got so many different ideas flowing in my head that I'm really excited to show you guys, as well as, in general, if you just want like a creepy vibe, well, here's your creep. Like when that warden comes out, oh, this is gonna be, oh, it's gonna be even creepier looking. Just by seeing the mechanics of this, because in a sense that warden's gonna sense the same kind of things. And that's gonna do it for this snapshot video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know down below what you guys think of the Sculk sensors. Are any ideas you guys have about what kind of builds you'd want to see? Because I'm planning on hopefully making a video on Skulks, specifically on different redstone ideas that I have. So keep your eye out for that. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.